there was a Watcher Guru article. So Watcher.guru gets they have 1.6 million followers on Twitter. So I think it's a pretty big crypto news aggregator or blog. And they actually just had an article on HEX, and they said very bullish things. They talked about the pump, and they said it was because of the third birthday, and they said also that there are whales that are buying up HEX, like, and they didn't say like whales that were already or became whales because of HEX kind of thing. It was whales that were whales that now made an entry into HEX, which I think is very big because the whales are generally ahead of the curve, right? They know what people don't know, kind of thing. They're kind of in the know in ways that we're not, because they make prices. So if they're buying up HEX at these prices, I think that could even be a floor. I mean, are they going to let it go lower? Because it's like there's people like me that buy at certain prices, and then there are people like the whales that make certain prices. So I thought that was very interesting. And I also did note that. Oh yeah, what are your thoughts about that?
I was going to say, throw that link in the chat, and I'll pull it up as well so we can take a look at it.
Let me see. I got you.
Oh, that's yeah, I did not see that one, but I know every time Watcher does something. I did the first look series with HEX. Like, if I don't know anything about crypto and I look at HEX, what do I find when I Google? What do I find when I do this stuff? And Watcher.guru, they come up in the news feed on Google for HEX a lot, and they make a lot of nice looking news stuff happen. And before I was like, oh, what is this? Like, are they just some like random site, whatever? Like, why is this important that they're talking about HEX? And then I started doing the research as a new person, what I would find. And I saw, whoa, they're showing up everywhere when you look for HEX news and like a lot of positive stuff about that. So they are more valuable than I thought, for sure. Yeah. So I'm glad we can cover them. Let's see. So
I send you the link in the private chat.
Yeah, this is the one you sent me, right? The Twitter.
Oh, it wasn't the article.
Oh, yeah, it wasn't an article, but it's all right. I figured it may be on their Twitter, but
sorry.
If I just go to
that was completely. I got it right here.
Okay, I was gonna say find it, but
there we go.
Okay, that's the one. I figured it may be on their Twitter or on their front page too, but okay, here we are. This is why skyrocketing. So, and you were saying that the whales, it was because you think whales are buying it?
They think whales are buying it. I think they look on the chain. That's what's good. Doesn't really matter what I think.
It's true.
That's what's great, is that everything's on chain for HEX. It's the most transparent crypto.
Yeah, just reading through. Yeah, I did. I think I see that. I saw a bunch of 1 million HEX stake for a while. I saw a bunch of those happening lately to go with this one. Well, I saw a couple at least on the whale HEX stuff. Third anniversary, massive whale entries.
Entries. That's the key word. Entries.
So you're talking about fresh new people who may have had HEX before, maybe they didn't, but they're putting new money into HEX. That's what this article's suggesting. Okay.
No, right there, under the picture. A large number of whales taking an entry position. I think that means that implies that, maybe they're ETH whales, things like that, but they know what's up.
Whales are on a buying spree since Thursday. Combined purchase more than 43 million HEX. Okay, that's 30 a few $1 million, I think, $1 few $1 million worth.
Yeah. No, so what I said earlier was that so people are talking about the DO1 wallet that has 200 million HEX emergency end staked. And the thing about that is, so they're saying, okay, we could see more downside. And I'm not saying we can't see more downside, but people make it like it's such a given. But the reality is that with emergency end stakes and end stakes, that is a mechanism to see future HEX hitting the market for USDC, because if someone emergency end stakes, they're likely going to sell. But when it comes to buyers, you don't know which people are about to deploy, 1,500,000. I mean, 200,000, 300,000 USDC worth, onto the market to buy HEX to purchase it. There's no way of seeing that. So everyone's always, it's like, yeah, of course there's going to be emergency end stakes, but there's also like maybe hundreds, if not thousands of people that are ready to buy at those low prices that you can't really see on the chain. You know what I'm saying? So it's like not that simple. That's why I stick to DCAing. It's like, it may go back down to 1 cent, but I remember at 2.5, everyone was saying we're going to 1 cent. And then there was this jump back to 3.2 because, there were unknowns of these people that are ready to buy, myself included, which you can't see.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you've been watching the market, if you've been into HEX, I mean, outside of the new entries, just people who have been around the ecosystem and they've seen HEX go down so much and they see these prices and they think, I imagine there's a lot of people who have dry powder for 3 cents. They have dry powder for, 1 cent. I mean, what aren't you selling? Like, look around your house, like look around your, like 1 cent HEX. I think there'll be, can you imagine the mega buys from whales who have dry powder who finally got their 1 cent HEX, if that happens? And then just the stuff that's happened recently with the new well entries coming in when it's been hovering around 2-3 cents.
Yeah.
Wow.
Exactly. And there's no mechanism to see it the same way there's a mechanism to see when someone emergency end stakes that they're about to sell. So people think it's such a given. Oh yeah, this thing unlocked. Like, yeah, but for every one of those, there's also people that see the price slippage and they're ready to buy. They're ready to really press that button too. You're not going to see that.